June 27th, 2023, Leila Santanello, 21 years old, goes missing. 4 months later, 19-year-old Hollynn Snapp disappeared in the same area. And guess what state is back on the map? Tennessee. Let's talk about it. Tennessee. I do not understand really what's going on in this state. Is it just me? Am I just seeing the state that I neighbor to, so I'm getting most of their news, and this is going on all around the country? Or is there really a problem in Tennessee? An epidemic of missing people, particularly young people. Let's go over these girls' missing sheets really fast, because I'm sure most of you have no idea what I'm talking about. The Kingsport Police Department is attempting to locate a missing 20-year-old female. Leila Santanello was last seen at the AmeriCorps Hotel in Kingsport, Tennessee on June 27, 2023. Her hair color was bleach blonde with dark roots at the time of her disappearance. She was last seen wearing black leggings, white tank top. She has multiple tattoos. Most noticeable are the Roman numerals on her collarbone and her daughter's name, Nova Grace, written down her left forearm. And the other girl that's missing is also from Kingsport, Tennessee. Her name is Holly Snapp. An endangered young adult alert in accordance with the Holly-Bobo Act has been issued on behalf of the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office for Holly Snapp. Hollynn is a 19-year-old white female, 4'8" tall, 110 pounds, with brown hair and hazel eyes. Hollynn was last seen on October 15, 2023, in the area of Bell Ridge Drive in Kingsport, Tennessee. If you have seen Holly or have information, please reach out to the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office. So as you guys know, if you've been following me for a little while, or even the past week, you know that I've been diving deep down the rabbit hole of missing teenager Sebastian Rogers and 5-year-old Summer Wells. And come to find out, when you dive down these rabbit holes, you find out a lot more than you bargained for. And all of a sudden, I started coming across more and more missing people from the same area. And I wanted to know what exactly was going on. So I dove into this case, and I started learning there is a pattern to these missing people and why they're never found. And it all wraps around, sadly, drug abuse and addiction. And I am not going to attack any of these victims and any of these missing people who have this kind of past. I don't care. They are missing, they could be out there hurt somewhere, and they need to be found. So that's why these videos are being made, to get awareness and to keep the story alive. Now, with that being said, there is something I found out about Tennessee that is probably fueling missing people, and why they're not reported as being deceased or anything like that, or injured. They're just missing. And let me tell you what I found out. In Tennessee, there is a law, and it's wrapped around the drug fentanyl. And it pretty much states that if you are out with somebody and you guys are doing fentanyl together, and the person you're doing fentanyl with ODs and dies right next to you, if you call in to report that, like if you call an ambulance or you call the police or something, you get charged with second-degree murder. So that right there tells me, well, my buddy just OD'd and they're dead. There's nothing I can do to bring him back. And if I call this in, I'm going to jail. Not only jail, I'm probably going to prison. So what's my motivation of calling this in instead of just dumping the body somewhere? And that's probably what's happening with a lot of these cases. So with that being said, let's go right into the next thing, which is the media. How come the media will pick certain cases to blow up and get maximum coverage, and some they will never even talk about? And I do believe it goes right back into the background of the victim. Is it an innocent child? Is it a college student who is well on his way to graduation and making something of himself? Or was it a girl who has a criminal record, who is addicted to drugs, and something happened and they went missing? If you line all three of them up in a line, who are you going to pick to talk about on the news? And that is really unfair if you ask me, because who cares what your past is? You are a victim. You are a missing person. How come the media decides we don't want to talk about them because they have a checkered past? They're not as valuable to us as some of these other missing people. A 5-year-old girl. She is completely innocent. That is a perfect story to report on. Or a college student who went out with their friends one night of drinking and disappeared. That's a great story to report on. But 2 girls with a checkered past, we don't want to talk about them. Nobody's going to care about that. Let's go focus all of our attention on these cases where there would be no backlash, there would be no follow-up stories because of the checkered past. Now, when I say why does the media not want to report on this stuff, I'm not saying all media, but some of these cases get national attention. Some of these cases get picked up by Dr. Phil, Nancy Grace, all these other people, all the morning shows. But have you heard about Hollynn Snapp? Or have you heard about Leila Santanello? No, I don't think so. I've never even heard of them until I dove down this rabbit hole, and I started finding out there's something dark going on up in North Tennessee. And I would love to get to a bottom of it, and maybe we can figure this out together. I'm going to be bouncing all over the place with this story because I'm just now getting into it, so I'm hoping I don't get anything wrong. But if you guys have been following me recently, you know that I'm getting a little bit of things wrong, and I try to correct them the best I can. But I'm focusing on the facts of this case of these girls missing and the news stories that are out right now and any other public information. So I don't want to be like spreading misinformation or anything like that. It's my opinion, and it's the facts on the internet. Something I found out right off the bat was Leila's boyfriend or husband maybe, and what he did that made me think he had to have had something to do with this. But once again, my opinion, allegedly. But the fact is what he was arrested for, and it's pretty messed up. Michael David Thompson was arrested on Monday for allegedly posing as her and sending her family and friends disturbing Cash App requests. Leila was living with Thompson at the time of her disappearance, but the couple had a falling out in the days leading up to her vanishing. WJHL 11 News, a local news agency, did a story, and I want to read to you a paragraph from the story. Leila's stepmom, Brittany, received many of these requests, and she said she was staying in contact with Thompson after Leila's disappearance. She told News Channel 11 that she received requests ranging from $1 to $97 and stating things such as, "I need to hear your voice, tell them and I will send. There keeps me hostage, I owed someone, and 15 minutes or you'll find her in pieces." One was sent with the acronym TWLMG. Apparently that abbreviation was supposed to be, "They won't let me go." Now you can immediately agree with the family that this was messed up, right? And the biggest red flag right there would be like, why are you doing this? And I don't know if it's like, I don't know what they were thinking, but $1 to $97? That makes no sense. But either way, the boyfriend was caught and he was charged with identity theft, theft under $1,000, illegal possession or fraudulent use of a credit or debit card, and extortion as part of the investigation into Leila's disappearance. He is being held at the Sullivan County Jail on a $15,000 bond. I have no idea if he made bond, but from what I heard, he is not being charged with anything related to her disappearance, but he's definitely not been cleared. Now, the way Hollynn's story reads is just a little bit different, but there are some similarities. Hollynn's mental functionality was a little bit different, and she had some challenges dealing with it. For instance, she was 19 years old, but she had the mindset of a 10-year-old. So she was very underdeveloped for her age. News Channel 5 reported that everybody who knew Hollynn loved Hollynn. Hollynn was adopted at age 10, and her new mom said that, "I was so happy to become a parent in this way. She was my firstborn child. She made me a mother, and I couldn't be more grateful. I loved my daughter more than anything." So she became part of a wonderful household. But she still had this mental limit. You know, something was holding her back, and they was working on it with her. She ends up in a lot of situations because she is so sweet and trusting, and she does not mean to be super kind. She's like the person who deserves a chance. Sometimes they do, sometimes not so much. So she knows no stranger, apparently. Everybody is a friend to her, and that is scary in a way because there are lots of scary people out there, and we do have stranger danger. But if she doesn't see it that way, that could put her life in danger. So I did hear that there is a chance that these girls ran around in the same social circle, and they possibly even knew each other. So is that just a coincidence, or were they both kidnapped by the same people? Are they together right now? We just don't know that part. Something I have heard on other crime YouTube channels that I've also read on this news story, and I'm going to read it to you right now, and it's quite disturbing, is Hollynn had been severely assaulted by a man in his 50s in the home of Belridge. We still know that that is true, and we believe that happened around October 9th. That's according to several people who have said things are still not willing to tell the whole truth of what happened. Who is this 50-year-old man? Why did he severely assault Hollynn, and is he the killer? Where is he? See, these are things that I just don't know yet, but I wanted to jump on here because I want to let you guys know that there is like an epidemic of missing people going on up in Tennessee. And if you live in Tennessee, if you live around there, I am not downing your state. I'm not downing your city. I'm not saying don't ever go to Tennessee. It's a wasteland. You're going to get kidnapped and murdered. Definitely not saying that. What I'm saying is there are places in Tennessee that people probably don't go for a reason, because we're talking country, we're talking a very dangerous lands, like lots of hills, caves, deep water, rough terrain to say the least, and drugs. There are places in Tennessee where the drugs are out of control. I read that Rocky Top, Tennessee, is the meth capital of Tennessee, and Rocky Top is about 2 hours from Kingsport. Coincidence or not, I'm not sure. But it seems like the more north you go up in Tennessee, up into the mountains, the more you start hearing these stories of people going missing, not enough attention is being given to them, and that's it. Another name on the list, another name out there on the internet for people like me to talk about. But are the police actually doing their job like they say they are? Are they giving us updates? Are they actually talking to the family, or is this all just smoke that you see on the internet? We're doing the best. We're spending night and day searching for this family. We're going to do our best. We're not going to stop until these missing people are found. Or is that all just horse shit? Are they just saying that for public relations, just for the camera? It angers me to know that certain people get all the attention and certain people barely get looked for. Caitlin Ledbetter, I found out, wasn't even started to get searched for, like 9 months since she went missing. And the house burned down with the lady inside the basement. You know, this is all around Tennessee. What is going on in Tennessee? It blows my mind, to say the least. Because I want to come on here and spread stories and awareness for all the missing people in the country. But it really seems like we're talking about Tennessee missing people. I really don't think it should be that way, but there's a cluster of missing people in Tennessee, and we have to ask ourselves, what's going on? Is there something bigger going on? Is human trafficking really just spreading like wildfire in Tennessee? How about the drug epidemic, fentanyl? How about all these things that are making authorities and the news agencies just turn the other cheek because they don't see the importance in it? We have somebody with a checkered past who was addicted to drugs, and they possibly could have OD'd, and somebody dumped their body somewhere. Outside looking in, I could see an investigator like kind of sliding that case to the side and putting in more work on a different case because of all the less drama involved. Does that make sense, y'all? I find this whole story to be crazy, but there will be a follow-up video as I dive deeper into this because I am way behind on the story. These girls didn't just go missing yesterday. It's been months and months. And there are other YouTube channels that have covered this story, and I will put a link in the description and let you know one YouTube channel that has covered it really good, and I got some information from them. But bottom line, we have 2 more girls, 19 and 21, that are missing in Kingsport, Tennessee, on top of Sebastian, on top of Summer. And I'm sure there's many more that I haven't even come across yet. And I'm sure I'm going to get lots of emails about it too. But I welcome you to send me all these emails because I want to talk about this. This interests the heck out of me to find out, why people go missing and where they went and how could they still be missing? How could they not be found? Why is nobody paying attention to this case but giving all their attention to the other case? All these things it sounds like just PR red tape crap. And it's going to be up to us, the normal, regular people, civilians, to come together because we have the numbers. And if the police are overwhelmed or they just don't give a shit, at least we can do something about it. We can search the web. We can go out, we can search the waters, we can hike the woods. We don't have to ask for permission. All we got to do is put our shoes on and get out there. I personally specialize in diving in the water, so I have no problem with going to Kingsport, going to wherever else in Tennessee, and searching the waterways and see if we can find something. There's 4 people that I've been talking about so far in Tennessee, up in the same area, that are missing, and they have to be somewhere. Did they leave town? Did they leave the state? I don't think they all did. I think there are still right there somewhere close to town, and we just have to find them. So make sure you guys follow this channel, like and subscribe, and keep me informed on some of the fine details you find out about this case, and I will share them on a follow-up video. But other than that, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video.